Hi, everybody. It's Vahid Razavi with Ethics and Technology. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. We have a wonderful program set up with one of the great speakers from Norman Solomon and Garrett from Veterans for Peace, as well as Brett Wilkins and others. But before I start talking and introducing each of the speakers, I want to talk about the significance of tonight and why we're having this event. As you are well aware, today is tax day. This year pushed out by a month, but again, it's April 15th, and every year we pay our dues to the federales and the state government. And it's our those tax dollars that end up supporting our U.S. military, one of the largest military in the world. As well as the number one seller of arms and weapons and conventional bombs and missiles and airplanes to the rest of the world. We just signed a $23 billion contract to sell more weapons to the UAE that our president just approved. And we're putting more and more guns in the region in the Middle East and expecting peace. It's becoming pretty dangerous in the region, considering the actions that have recently been taken. Pretty much short of declaring war, every action that U.S. has taken against Iran in the past couple of years has been an act of war, from the sanctions to the attacks on its Iranian general, to attacks on Iranian scientists by US allies, Israel. All of these are acts of war. And unfortunately, it's gone unnoticed by the international community. Um, Iranians are living under some of the worst economic pressures. Our military is used to exert that pressure. We spend $740 billion a year, and we don't have an enemy that they're fighting. That is just to maintain the status quo. And that doesn't include the more money that we're going to be pouring into our nuclear program. It amazes me. We have enough nuclear weapons and technology to blow the world over a few times, yet that is not enough, and we need to acquire more. At the same time, a college education is only available if you go and join the military. Otherwise, you'll be going into debt and incurring financial debt and obligations. And, the only place that provides the kind of education and mentorship is the military, and that's locked in U.S. universities. As they come more and more unaffordable for the masses. It's been 3-4 months since our president Joe Biden has taken office, and it's kind of nice to see it. Twitter, it's kind of quiet, but I think we as progressives need to do our part to keep people like Joe Biden on his toes. What Bernie Sanders is doing is the right course of action. He's going after companies such as Amazon and big tech. And, we are a small nonprofit. We have a handful of people that support us, produce articles and videos and what have you. But we put out a petition with the help of Roots Action and Norman Solomon to break up Amazon into little pieces. Amazon should be treated like the Standard Oil of 100 years ago and breaking into multiple pieces, not just one or two as they're planning on it or potentially discussing such an action. Amazon retail, AWS services, its Alexa services, its fleet of aircrafts and transportation services. It's really a massive monopoly that needs to be dealt with. So tonight, I want to bring up, these topics in the course of our discussion. What do we do with the military industrial complex? Where do we put the resources and our ability to bring these Raytheons and Lockheeds of the world to their knees, so not selling and lobbying so hard and heavily in DC? What do we do against companies like Amazon to get our voices heard when they clearly beat down on union action within their environment? How do we organize better? And we're blessed to have folks from various organizations with us tonight. I just thought, we have a roundtable that we can discuss some of these topics. We're new to being a nonprofit. We started our activities in 2013, so it's only been a few years. But we could learn a lot from Veterans for Peace. We could learn a lot from Code Pink. We definitely admire the kind of action you guys do, and we're excited that you guys are with us tonight. And of course, that goes for Mr. Norman Solomon. Norman was kind enough to make himself available this evening.